Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ilham Danar Ardi, and I want to explain about mind mapping of discourse analysis. For the first one, I want to explain the discourse analysis definition. Discourse analysis examines patterns of language across texts and considers the relationship between language and the social and cultural context in which it's used. Discourse analysis also considers the way that the use of language presents different views of the world and different understanding. And next, we will talking about relationship between language and context. The relationship between language and context is fundamental to the work of Fifth draws on the anthropologist Malinowski's notion of the context of situation and context of culture to discuss these relationships, arguing that in order to understand the meaning of what a person says or writes, we need to know something about the situational and cultural context in which it's located. And this is reflected in the concern by discourse analysts to study language within authentic instance to use a concern with the inseparability of meaning and form and a focus of a contextual theory of meaning. And the next one is the discourse structure of the text. Discourse analysts are also interested in how people organize what they say in the tense of what they typically say first and what they say next, and so on, in a conversation or in a piece of writing. This is something that varies across culture and is by no means the same across language. An email, for example, to me from a Japanese academic or a member of the administrative staff at a Japanese university may start with reference to the weather, saying immediately after dear Professor Patrick something like greetings. And then we want to talking about cultural ways of speaking and writing. Different cultures often have different ways of doing things through language. How I buy my lunch at a takeaway shop in the English speaking country is different, for example, from how I might do this in Japan. In an English speaking country, there is greeting ritual use of please and thanks on the part of the customer is in this kind of interaction than there is in Japan. Japanese customer is being rude. And then different views of discourse analysis. There are in fact number of differing views on what discourse analysis actually is. Social science research, for example, might argue that all their work is concerned with the analysis of discourse. Yes, yet often take up the term in their own, sometimes different ways. Milk makes a similar observation showing how true it's relatively short history, the term discourse analysis has shifted from highlighting one aspect of language usage to another, as well as being used in different ways by different researchers. And Verklow contrasts what he calls textually oriented discourse analysis with approach to discourse analysis that have more a social theoretical orientation. And then we're talking about discourse as the social construction of reality. The view of the discourse as the social construction of reality see texts as communicative units which are embedded in social and cultural practice. The texts we write and speak both shaped and are shaped by the practice. Discourse then is both shaped by the word as well as shaping the world. Discourse is shaped by language as well as shaping language. It's shaped by the people who use the language as well as shaping the language that people use. Discourse and intertextuality. When we speak or write we use more than just language to display who we are and how we want people to see us. The way we dress, the gesture we use, and the way we act and interact also influence how we display social identity. Other factors which influence this include the way we think, the attitude we display, and the things we value, feel, and believe. It involving acting, interacting, and thinking in certain ways. It also involves valuing and talking, or reading and writing in appropriate ways with appropriate props at appropriate times and in appropriate place. And then discourse and the performance of texts, whether they are spoken or writing, make their meanings against the background of the text and things that have been said on other occasions. Text may more or less implicitly or explicitly cite other texts, or they may refer to other texts, or they may allude to other past or future texts. We thus make sense of every word, every utterance, or act against the background of some other words, utterance, act of similar kind. And then discourse and socially situated. Below are number of definition term. Discourse analysis. Read the discourse analysis examines how stretch of language considered that their full textual, social, and psychological texts become meaning and unfit for their user. And then the discourse and socially situated identities. It's when we speak or write, we use more than just language to display who we are. Want to play with us at appropriate times and in appropriate place. I think that's all the explanation I can talking about. I'm so sorry if any mistakes, and stay healthy. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.